Welcome to all the viewers who are tuning in today to watch the stream for VReach 2021 held by ETRX department. My name is Shlok Jaguste and I will be your host for today's seminar. VReach or VESIT Reach is a VESIT alumni engagement initiative which is brought to you by the VESIT Internal Quality Assurance Cell in association with VESIT's Innovation Council or IIC. VESIT VReach aims to create a conducive environment for the transformation of a student to a professional. Through VReach initiative, we hope that our alumni can become the catalyst to facilitate this change. This initiative hopes that students will take important points which will help them to navigate the ever-changing professional environment, and we hope that our alumni can provide our guidance and be our guiding light for the present students. Now, today's objective is to enlighten the students about the existing career opportunities in the field of embedded systems. Also, our present speaker will explain to us about the necessary skills which are required to achieve success in this field. Before I introduce the speaker for today, I would like to introduce our Deputy HOD ma'am, Mrs. Navita Kant, to just give a few words so that we could start this seminar in a positive manner.
Hello everybody and a warm welcome to everybody on today's session of VReach. VReach was a program initiated in 2020 during pandemic when the whole world was gripped in the fear of COVID-19. This is a program where our alumni interact with the stakeholders, teachers and students. Alumni serve many valuable roles such as helping to build and grow an institution's brand through word-of-mouth marketing. For example, positive posts on social media can create buzz and increase application rates. We also rely on alumni to provide mentoring, internships, and career opportunities to students. Alumni-based evaluations are increasingly recognized as an important part of the process of ongoing curriculum evaluation. They provide insights into the undergraduate learning experience and students' preparation for work as they step into the real world where they have to shoulder huge responsibilities quite different from the bookish knowledge. We as teachers find the program VReach especially very important as we are interested in improvising our curriculum to suit the industrial needs. The inputs we receive from our alumni through various programs help us in shaping the curriculum implementation effectively. I request all our students and staff to make best use of this opportunity to ensure that we are marching forward to keep pace with the advances in technology and requirements of the industry and society in general. Thank you.
Thank you, Navita Kant ma'am, for your enlightening words. Now I would like to introduce the speaker for today, Mr. Samir Batra. Mr. Samir Batra graduated from VESIT in 2016 with a degree in electronics engineering. Following that, he worked at Select Controls Private Limited as an R&D engineer for 4 years. During his stint in Select Control Private Limited, Mr. Samir completed his MTech in BITS Pilani, where he gained a proficiency in embedded software programming as well as embedded product design and development. Following this, throughout his professional career, Mr. Samir was a part of 8 projects, out of which most of them have entered the market as successful products. At present, Mr. Samir works at L&T as a senior embedded software engineer. I would like to hand over the stage to Mr. Samir so that he can impart us with the knowledge of being an embedded systems engineer in today's environment. Over to you, Mr. Samir.
Yeah, thank you, Shlok, for this wonderful invitation. And I would like to thank you for inviting me in this VReach. So, let's get started. So, today's session will be the part towards embedded system engineer. So, introducing myself, I'm Samir Batra, now currently senior software embedded engineer in Larsen and Turbo Mumbai. I've also completed my MTech in Embedded System from BITS Pilani WILP program, and also I did my B in Electronics Engineering from Wasit University of Mumbai. I have total 4 year of experience, professional experience in the field of embedded engineering. So, what is the objective which makes us to talk on this topic? So this presentation is basically an effort which enlighten the engineering graduates about the existing career opportunities in the field of embedded system. Also, I would like to uh, try to explain the aspirant about the necessary skills which are required to achieve success in the field in this field. Also, I would list the companies which are in the market which are dealing with these embedded systems. So this is one myth which you can see on your slide, that knowing how to solder doesn't make someone an electronics engineer, and knowing how to code doesn't make someone a firmware engineer, and simply knowing how to solder and code doesn't make an embedded system engineer. There is a lot more to it. When I was in my graduation in my second and third year in electronics engineering, all this thing fascinates me. That okay, I am doing soldering, I am entering the lab, I am taking iron in my hand. So that electronics engineering field, which I used to feel that. And when during my final year project, when I was working on some Arduino based project, and when I started writing a code and developing some small interconnection with the cloud. So that makes me feel that I am like working as a firmware engineer. But I'm frankly speaking that during this 4 years of working in this field, I definitely say that simply knowing how to solder plus code doesn't make an embedded engineer. There is a lot more to it. So till the end of the presentation, you all the aspirants, all the viewers will come to know that what what skills are required and what is actually the embedded system engineer do. What are the career opportunities in this domain? Which are the companies, which are the MNC companies which are dealing in these domains? What are the opportunities in India? And what skills and knowledge and wisdom required and graduate engineering graduate to gain is aspirant to work in this field. So I will quickly cover my session overview. Introduction will be my objective and motivation. Second, I will just speak about the what opportunities are available in the field of embedded systems. And third, at last, I will just talk about the skill required in embedded systems. What are the career opportunities? What is the roadmap for that? I will all cover in this skill required section. Okay, so introduction. Uh, it's my personal observation that over the years, many students are not aware about the lucrative opportunities which are available in the field of embedded systems. Most of the graduates go after the popular IT industry to seek a good career. Probably there may be two reasons for this. So these are the two reasons which I felt. These are the two major reasons which, because of which most of the graduate, say from any department, not from the electronics, say if it is from mechanical, if it's from instrumentation, if it did from IT, or if it is from computer science, any field engineering, they will just go for the IT industry to seek a good career, because there is a lack of awareness and entry barrier. So my session, our session will be, and what I can say will bridge the gap between these two reasons, that these are the main reasons that because of which graduates go for the popular IT industries. Also, during their education, every electronics engineer student may come across the name of embedded systems, but they may not be aware about what is an embedded system, how do they work, what knowledge and skills should be acquired to build a good career in the field of embedded systems. Is it true for every it is true for every electronics engineer because we have subjects in second sem, in third sem also in embedded system. So we just read the subject, we just gain some knowledge in this, gain some knowledge of the technical knowledge, theoretical knowledge, and just we pass the subject. But uh, what actually an embedded system means, what are the products, means how to see any product from the from the view of embedded system engineer. This is what our presentation will let you know all the aspirants and leaders. Now, this slides is the my feeling when I can surely bet that this slide will be an every electronics engineer feeling when he is in second year or third year and he is a truly aspirant to work in the embedded system career. So getting into the embedded system career is a rocket science. Uh, Say when I am a fresh graduate, okay, I will say yeah, it is a rocket science because we don't know anything about how to get started with this. What are the skills required? What is the industries we have to target? And so yeah, it's like just a rocket science. But I definitely say that is it not a rocket science? It is very easy, and because only thing which is required for this is a positive intent. We will talk about positive intent and what all things are required to getting into this career in the coming slides. Okay, so this is something which I have produced, funnel concept which I have produced just to make viewer understand about the IT industry versus the embedded system industries. So in the funnel concept, what I have divided, what are the different domains one an individual and graduate should think of to see these major categories. So skills, entry barrier, intent, industries, discoveries, and awareness. So when we talk about these skills, as we all know that uh, any for getting into the IT industries, any of the programming skills will work. Say Java, there are Java and HTML, CSS, PHP. There are so many programming language skills, C, C++. You just learn that skill during your graduation days. You just go and apply in any industries. You will come to know about that. That skills are very well known, and we know that these are the languages which we have to target if we want to work in an IT industries. But on the other side, in getting into the embedded system industries, there is an embedded C which is very much important, and some hardware skills are also required. Now, one will think that why embedded C and why also hardware skills are linked. Both hardware skills also one should know, embedded C programming skill also one should know. Why is it? Why only we can't work on the hardware skills only and become an embedded engineer? And why only I can just target on my embedded C programming language and I can become a firmware engineer? So I will say that yeah, you are correct at the some point, but during the initial years of your career, what is recommended there and what is required that embedded is a mixture of hardware and plus software. Any product or any embedded design, it is incomplete if there is no one part is present. If there is a hardware and there is a software, and as an embedded system engineer, you should be aware about both the things. Your proficiency, your expertise should be one of them. That is totally agree. But one embedded engineer should not say that he doesn't have any hardware skills. He has only software skills, or he doesn't have any software skills. He is proficient in only hardware skills. So as an engineering graduate, as an aspirant in who want to start his career in the embedded system skills, he has to work on the hardware skills, which every institute starts from the second year. We have shouldering skill, we have CAD development, we have many more activities, lab activities. So we have to take part in that. We have to do sincerely all that activities, And embedded C, we will talk more about in the coming slide. What is embedded C? Is it different from C programming, or it is similar as C programming? So we will see. Now, entry barrier. When we talk about this second category, entry barrier, what I will say that a fresher with any basic skills. So any basic skill means that he has a good, also if he has a good grade points. There are so many MNCs such as Accenture, Wipro, Infosys, Cognizant. These are the major giants of IT firms which just take the fresher, give them a training 6 to 8 months on the platform or a software, and they do that work for their entire life. So basic skills is just required just at the communication skill. If one graduate is able to communicate what who he is, what he has done, what project he has delivered, what technologies he has worked, so that companies will easily hire them, and they will just train them on domain what company required. Okay, so or if a graduate is having a good grade points and he know any of the programming language such as C, C Sharp, C++, Java, HTML, any of the programming language, then that is a win-win situation for company also and graduate also. That company sees that he knows even if he is from electronics and he knows some of the basic skills of the programming, so that companies, major giants or any IT company will be happy to hire that client. But on the other hand, for the embedded industry, all the industries look for some industry knowledge in the field of embedded and VLSI. So I would like to say that in India, basically the curriculum in all the universities, which are designed in such a way that all the graduates of the electronics engineer doesn't get any industry exposure. The knowledge and the hands-on in the labs and the projects which get is not that up to the mark what industries are looking for. So one in a second year or third year, if an aspirant has decided that he has to work for the embedded system, he has a passion of core industry, he has to work, start his career in the embedded systems only. He has done his degree in electronics and instrumentation or anything. He has to work for his core field. So he has to think in for any internship for the industry. He has to gain some knowledge working in the industry. So now, how to approach the industries? What are the ways to gain the internship from the industries? And what if you have a passion, you have not taken any IT job, and you want to work for an embedded system industry? I'm taking an example of an electronics engineer. So, but because of any circumstances, he was not able to contact any industry for an internship. What he will do? So there is no need to worry. As a fresher, also you can get into the embedded system. A live example is myself only. I was a fresher when I graduated from that. How what hurdles I faced to getting into these embedded system careers? What is the road path which I followed personally to become a successful embedded software engineer? I will share that also in the end of the slide. So you have to just follow this presentation, and you will be happy to know uh, that you can be an embedded software engineer if you really have a positive intent for it. Now, intent. Next is the intent part. Now, in intent, there is two things. For an IT, there is an attitude with every graduate have. कुछ भी चलेगा यार. मतलब 3, 3.5, 3.24 package will be enough for me. Say it is IT industry, say it is a marketing job in Byju's, say it is in any industries. I'm ready to work. Even if I did my engineering from any field, what knowledge I gain in from any on degree knowledge I have, that doesn't matter. Kuch bhi chalega. I have to just take a job. I have to start my career. That is prime most important. That attitude is not an wrong attitude. I will not say that. It depends on an individual. So it is from their perspective, it is right. They just want to start their career. So they are not ready to wait and do some extra polishing on their skills, which makes them, which makes their entry into their core field. So that attitude is kuch bhi chalega attitude for, I will say that for any IT industry, it is that attitude. And second, for embedded industries, we require a core passion. We require a passion for working in the core industry. If someone has really has an intent to work in the core industry, that positive passion will give them success. So this is the intent. So coming to an industries which I have already talked about in this point, but I will say again that there are leading IT companies such as Google, Microsoft, JP Morgan. These are the leading IT companies, and also there are service-based companies which are Infosys, Accenture, Cognizant, Wipro, and these are the service-based companies which are linked with their IT companies. So an individual who desire to work in the IT companies, so there is a vast option available. Also with some basic skills and programming language, they can get into it. But when you talk about the industries in embedded, and that too in MNCs, there are industries. Siemens is one of the industries, Bosch, Samsung, Panasonic, Anchor. There are, these are the major MNCs which I talked about. Now leading select controls in which I have worked, it is India based MNC having his global reputation in the world. It is a manufacturing company of the meters, APFC panels, timer controls, and I proudly say that in the last company which I have worked, it has a 98% of share in the meter section in the India. So that company, Select Controls, is for the embedded system engineers. Now I'm working in Larsen and Turbo Technology Services as an embedded software engineer. So L&T in the technology services, it gives service to both IT clients also and embedded system clients also. So there are companies, there are opportunities, there are many small startups also who have started working in the embedded systems, such as there is some Robocop company in Mumbai which just started in 2016. So one of my friend is started working there in 2016. He was my batchmate. Also, he was from West. So now that company got uh, uh, got registered, and now he's the turnover that company, you don't believe it is in billions, because the company has just grown uh, marvelously. They started working on artificial intelligence also. Means when you are working in an embedded system, there is no limit. Sky is the only limit. Please mark my word, audience. Sky is the only limit, because as you can see that now every appliances, everything, say your TV is an embedded product. Okay, television. Now television, we have a scope that we have to make television a smart. It can be just uh, guided over our voice command. Built in Amazon Alexa is there in TVs. We want to make our washing machine automatic. So there is a scope of in the washing machine like Samsung Industries that they want to make their product smart. Crompton. Now we have a smart plugs available in the market, 16 ampere, 32 ampere. When you connect any appliances on that smart plug, you can control your smart appliances and make the that appliances smart by just controlling over the Android app. So that IoT is one of the field which is booming nowadays, and IoT 4.0, industry 4.0 is in market, and it is expected that till the 2025 there will be billions of job available in the India in the field of IoT and artificial intelligence. So if one has to work in the field of IoT, he has to gain knowledge in the embedded system industries, because embedded systems is just are the pillars. If pillars are strong, you can build a house or bungalows over it. So you have to gain proficiency for at least 5 to 10 years in the embedded systems, then you will be, you can just easily learn the new technologies such as IoT, I said, and artificial intelligence is the one of the most now booming technologies in the market. So in the embedded systems, you will get to learn, or you will explore every year something new is in market. So you have to learn that. So learning process continues, and you have a passion of code, you have a positive intent. So that learning will not an issue for an individual, because you will love that I'm learning something new. And I am speaking frankly, when I've also completed two IoT projects during my professional career and in Ethernet and Wi-Fi technologies. So I will just share my experience. When at that time I was having only 2 to 3 years of experience in embedded system. So moving into the IoT domain was a bit difficult for me. But when I started that journey, it took me 1.5 years to deliver only two projects in that, which is a very long time as per an industry expectation is there. But at that time, when I was moving and when I was learning this IoT technologies, there was not a single day which makes me feel that, yeah, what I am doing every day, I'm coming and doing the same. No, every day was a new challenge for me. Every day I was ready with my fresh mind to take up that challenge, and at the end, we successfully delivered that product. So this is the attitude which an embedded system engineer build, because he just know about the basic embedded system, and now he has to work on the new technologies. Now there are some IoTs we have smart. Everything is going to be a smart. So you have to gain, as an embedded system engineer, you have to gain proficiency on the IoT domain by hook or crook. You have to do that. Now after IoT, there will be an artificial intelligence. After artificial intelligence, there will be a analytics. This is a vast. That's why I say that sky is the only limit. But on the other hand, when you talk about an IT industry development, so there will be a limited development or one will do. Say, for example, if an individual started working with any of the giant or MNCs, he is an electronics engineer and he's just started working with any of the Accenture, Wipro, or any organization. So basically, first 8 to 10 months, there will be a training, rigorous training, and they will just certify the talent, and they will learn classroom program trainings will be there, and they took some assessment also at the end. They make sure that an individual just learn what they are teaching in the 8 month, and that development says in Java they given training to an individual. So that individual till his entire career in that industries or in any industries he move, he has to work on Java development. He can't switch his field. And the Java development, 2 to 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, you will be proficient enough, because there is no more upgradation in Java. There are Java and advanced Java courses are there. If an individual is doing that, that is an end. So you have to work on the development part. But on the other hand, in the core field, there is a discovery part. So this is the very important point one should keep while also deciding that whether to go for the IT industry, or if you have a small passion and you are not aware about how to get into the embedded system. So just think there is a new discoveries in line which you will be working on. There are the new technologies in market which you are going to develop. So there is a lot of scope in it. Now, awareness. This is the very important point, which I felt awareness and entry barrier, which I said earlier, that these are the two major reasons because of which an individual decided to go for any job which he gets after graduation, and some of them only decided to work for an core industries because of this awareness. Now there are many institutes for IT, even if you are from electronics, mechanical, instrumentation. there are many institutes such as NIIT. Also, there are many small institutes which are giving you a certification course in the programming language. Okay, so once also they provide a placement with that. So once you completed your graduation and you join that institute and you gain some proficiency in the programming language, and then the institute will arrange a placement for you and you will be placed in any of the IT industries. So that awareness is easily available. Easily, many students know that where NIIT is one of the renowned which I took name. On the other hand, for embedded, this CDAC I have written, there are two to three or more institutes, institutes which are giving professional industry training. But my recommendation is CDAC. This is a Center for Development X. This is a CDAC course. It's in Pune, Pashan headquarters, and it is in Pan India. It is available. It is a government-based institute which gives industry knowledge over the various fields. In IoT, also they have a PG diploma, postgraduate diploma courses. In embedded systems, they have that courses. In DAC systems, they have. In biomedicals, they have every in every domain they have these courses. So what this CDAC do for us? This CDAC will definitely bridge the gap between the our technical knowledge which we have learned from our graduation and the industry knowledge which is required in the industry. Okay, uh, because every individual uh, doesn't get a chance to work for a core company after his graduation, because most, as in India I say that there is major companies like just which I took the name Siemens and Bosch, Samsung, Panasonic, Anchor, Select now last from 3 years they are hiring from the college, but now this has been changed from last 3 years only. But they basically do hiring from this institute where they know that that institute has given some industry knowledge to an individual. So this is not a fault of any individual. This is the curriculum in India which all universities are following. The knowledge which an individual is getting is theoretical knowledge, even if they are getting the practical knowledge, but the industry knowledge is missing in that. This is not with the universities. Even in India, the IITs also that industry knowledge is missing. So that's why what I felt that many of the graduates just opt for the MS in embedded systems or they're in the core field, because the course structure, the curriculum in the US or abroad is entirely different. They demand for the practical knowledge. They took the assessment regularly. Practical knowledge is very much important in that curriculum. So awareness, if one has to get awareness about in the embedded industry knowledge, one has to gain proficiency. CDEC is one of the best option one can take. Okay, so now this was my first introduction and motivation session. Now, second is the finding opportunities in embedded systems. So, in fact, most of the students are not even familiar with the company and working in this domain and what skills are required. So, what I felt that I should just rate some frontline companies which are working in this domain and what are their products. So, this is the top rated frontline companies and many more are there. So, what I have took is the three major giant companies in the embedded systems. So Samsung, Bosch, and Siemens. Samsung, as we all know, that Samsung products are in market in the mobile phones and gadgets are the major contribution of Samsung in that. But apart from that, in consumer electronics also, there are washing machine, microwave, and many more electronics instruments are there. So Samsung is one graduate dream company to work and start his career. So all these products have embedded system and its own hardware and software. Second is the Bosch. It is a popular automotive MNC industry which develop embedded software for ECUs. ECUs are electronic control units, which are tools and diagnosis. Bosch handles the project in this ECU development, also a software development. So Bosch is also one of the popular automotive client. Siemens, which is my dream company, this makes a products in the field of medical and electronic and automation industries. Their products include scanner, cardiography machines. Even they have a market of automation. They have a market of meters. Uh, they have a market in IoT also. And what is the best part of Siemens is that they employ about 17,000 programmer every year. So we have, as an embedded engineer with little experience, we have a great opportunity to start working with Siemens. So these are the three top rated companies. But when you ask me about the more companies, which are the companies one should target to start his career? So as I say that I started my career with Select, and there is some more companies in the startup companies are there. So once uh, getting into, when I compare with IT companies, so getting into the IT companies, one can start directly working with JP Morgan, MNC, and they can train them and they can do their development part with an individual. But when you start working with Samsung or Bosch, you will be working on the electronics consumer such as washing machine and microwave oven. So the your small mistake and your small negligence in the product development can lead to a huge loss to an organization. So this is the industry knowledge which I was talking about, which is missing and in which an individual needs to gain. What are the product standards? What is the EMI and EMC, electromagnetic induction and EMC testing, which is done on the product, which is only the industry knowledge, which an individual doesn't get in an his college or in any universities will not teach all this. They just give us the knowledge about what is an embedded systems, what is embedded system 2, what is a microcontroller knowledge. But uh, how all this bits by bits knowledge makes an product, what testing is required, what testing is done by all these companies. And when you can see any of the Samsung products, say if you see your mobile phones, you will get a CE marking in that. What is CE marking? Who gives this marking? How to apply for this marking? So all this knowledge should an embedded engineers should know. Okay, so this was the introduction to a top rated companies. Now, this is the block diagram of a washing machine. Okay, so my intention of adding this in this slide was just to give an overview, just to let an individual know that when you see any product, when you see washing machine, what circuitry is inside, what how it is rotating his motor, how what are the drivers, what are the interface, and what are the sensors, what is an input, what is an output. So in a nutshell, what is the block diagram of the any product you should able to think of, not should write. As a fresh graduate, you have to just uh, increase your imagination from this point of view. So this you can easily get from internet. This is the block diagram of washing machine, which you can see that pick 18F452 series of MCU is there, which is responsible for the handling and running this washing machine. We have some temperature sensor, IR receivers, and buzzer. We have some signal conditioning circuit here, and then we have interface like UART, universal asynchronous receiver and transmitter, and USB interface. And we have this power input, we have some switches, we have some sensors. So this technical on this, when if I have to speak on the technical aspect of this, then this session will be too long. But what I will say that I will encourage all the aspirant and all the vivos who want to make career in the embedded systems, one should definitely start reading the data sheets of the microcontrollers. In the curriculum, only one data sheet of MSP430 is there, and that is not enough. You have to explore more. Once you completed reading MSP430 datasheet, what are its application, where it is used. MSP430s are used in air conditioning circuits. So air conditioning, ACs, all this have a Texas based. This ICs has been used. So you have to explore more, and what you have to do is you have to just draw the block diagram. You have to just think of the any block diagram. You have to just start working on the block diagram view of any product, any design, or you can just you will get many reference on the internet also, and there are professors, there are good professor in the institute. They will let you know that your block diagram, your approach, your thinking, why you have interface IR receiver here, what is the output input voltage for this IR receiver will work, how did IR receiver will get this input voltage. These are the questions which, if an individual is getting during his career, during his entire graduation, that power input, so this will be on 230-volt AC or 24-volt DC. So both can work. So what will be the circuitry? What will be the power supply design? Okay, so this has two major part of the washing machine, that it has to sustain the harsh environment. Correct. So one has to design this product or anything that it can sustain at least some 40 degree of Celsius also, and some say 16 to 15 degree of Celsius also. So harsh environment or the temperature ranges, all this have to be take care. But what are the how to take care that, how to design that, all that things you will learn in your industry knowledge, or when you're working with any startup, all this you will learn slowly. But as an aspirant, what I encourage each and every one of you, that you just start thinking of. My intention of adding this block diagram was just to give an overview of what are the different peaks and pieces of an embedded product development one has to work. Say for an, if you are working on hardware part, you have to work on this power input, power supply design, this interfacing, microcontroller with motor, microcontroller with LCD display. As an hardware design engineer, you will be responsible for all this. If you are working on the software part of this washing machine, then you have to just think that how this MCU will give command to a motor, when it has to start motor, how the timers will be there, how the timing and interrupts are taken care of, what how microcontroller is driving this LCD. You have you can see that there is a buffer circuitry is used to drive this LCD. So how the microcontroller command will give this LCD, which is the communication protocol. I2C will be the communication protocol which will use to drive the LCD. So what are the channels available? These are the different questions which you should start thinking of, and you should just see on the in Google, non-Google. Now in the 21st century, as we all are very much fortunate that on our fingertips we will get every answer. But this was not true for our say father and grandfathers. They have to just go to the any ancient library, or any read some more books, say 100 or 200 pages books, and to get some simple answer. But now for us, it is not everything. We have everything on our fingertips. So you just start searching, you just explore things. So this, what this will do, this will just create an interest. Okay, okay, so in this way now LCD is going to drive. This will be the interfacing. This is the small program. Okay, this is the I2C connection. There's a two-line connection. So you are, because I2C knowledge you will get in this your curriculum, in your university curriculum. But this application, driving an LCD, washing machine LCD using that I2C, this thing, this is your intent, this is your interest, which you have to learn on your own. Okay. This is what my intention was to add this. Now giving some um, knowledge about the this mm, washing machine block diagram, that all these embedded device will be made of a microcontroller. It's associate hardware and software for intelligent temperature setting. Okay, washing machine requires support for motor controls, water level, temperature sensing, and user interface component that can withstand some harsh environment. Right now, pick 18F52 microcontroller used for automatic washing machines. Now, in recent, which are the advanced washing machine, that 32-bit ARM Cortex M4 series of microcontrollers are used. So this is ARM Cortex M4 is an architecture, right? So there are uh, semiconductors industries such as Renesas is one of them, which we have ICs on 32 ARM Cortex M4 base. Texas have that ICs, Microchip that have ICs, Freescales and that have ICs, STM that have that ICs 32-bit ARM Cortex M4. So all that 32-bit MCUs controllers can be used to develop these advanced washing machines. A low power microcontroller MSP430, uh, FR series it is. So basic part of MSP430, every individual get to learn during his their every electronics engineer get to learn during his curriculum, and it is from TI, which are now used in remote control of EC machines. Okay, so this was my second part, in which I just talked about the industry opportunities and what is the intent, what is the thinking an individual should start thinking of, and how to see embedded product now. That view, how to block diagram and everything we just talked about. Now we just talk about the introduction, we just talk about the motivation, we just saw that there are discoveries, there is opportunities, and there are industries also in India. So what are the skills required, what are really the uh, important skills which we need to gain during our graduation or after our course or during our entire professional career. Say if you start your career with an startup, so also you should be very much clear that as it I have joined the startup, that I have to develop these skills at the end of 2 years. Okay, what are that skills? So I will just talk about what are the skills required for an embedded system engineer. So then this slide, I will just pop up in a nutshell, what are all the skills? In a nutshell, I will just pop up all the skills which are required. We'll talk about each of the skill in detail. So if you can see that C programming, embedded C, microcontroller, hardware development, software development, product development, IoT protocol, machine learning. So C programming and embedded C. Every individual and every electronics engineer will get confused that C programming, we know that it is a C programming. We have some, let us see, by Homboshkar book is there, and there are some book we can just read the book, do some coding part, and we will get to learn C programming. But what is embedded C? How it is different from C programming? I will answer that also. And microcontrollers. It is we can say that microcontrollers, if we are working on some advanced ASP based project, then there is a processors. These are the heart of an embedded systems. Okay, if you can see that any any product, if you can see without microcontroller, it is incomplete. Without microprocessor, it is useless. So one has to learn microcontrollers. So how to learn microcontroller, because in our curriculum there is only 8051 microcontroller learning is there, and you have not talked about 8051 at all. You have just talked about ARM Cortex M4. So how an individual start learning microcontroller? I will answer this also. Hardware development, if you can just review my talk, I've just talked about the power supply design, and I just talk about the interfacing. I just talk about the communication protocols. So hardware development compromises of, first is the basic skills that are soldering techniques, the interfacing techniques, understanding the circuit diagrams, understanding the diodes, BJTs, low pass filter, high pass filter. This is all the curriculum knowledge. Okay, this is not the industry knowledge, but one has to be proficient. One has to clearly understand all this concept in the college or during his graduation. One should not skip any of this concept. Each, even a op-amp based design is very much important in the product development. Okay, so communication protocols are equally very much important in the software development. Power supply designs are even important in the hardware development. Microcontroller knowledge is important in total embedded systems. C program is also in the second sem we have. So it is very much important to learn the C programming. Embedded C, if I say it is nothing but the C programming only, but there are some concepts. There, if you talked about the structures in C's, I will just not talk about the technical part, but give one small example just to understand the audience that what is the difference between the embedded C and C programming. Okay. If you talk about the structures, if in a structure is a data type, okay, user defined data type in C, and it is used to um, store the different data types in its member. Okay, so int, char, these are the data types. Okay, float. So if you can place all this of int, char, float data type members in a one place, then we can call this as a structure. Correct? And so this is the C concept which we have learned in C programming. But in embedded C, when you ask about the size of the structure, as a C in C programming, you will just calculate the size of int is 2 bytes, size of float is 4 bytes. So in this way, you will get the size of structures. But in embedded C, it is not as simple as that. You have to structure padding comes into picture. Okay, so in microcontroller, there are banks, there are registers, there are data memory in which this data is placed. So as an embedded engineer, you should know that how to place the members in the structures. This was just a small overview. There is a lot in embedded C which an individual can definitely learn during his professional career, but you have to just uh, have to be proficient in C programming. Then embedded C will be not and difficult. It's directly going to learn the embedded C from any institute without not having any prerequisite on the C programming will definitely leads to a disaster. So I encourage the aspirants, or if there we have some graduates, fresh graduates, just to explore all these skills. In nutshell, I've just pop- given all the skills required. Okay. Now, these are the career options in embedded system. Now we have talked about what are the nutshell skills required and what are the companies they are of which are offering jobs in embedded systems. What are the domains we have talked about. So these are the career options. Okay, as an embedded engineer, you will be responsible for either hardware development or a software development. But please mark my word, don't understand or take this that you have to work only on hardware development. As a hardware design engineer, you should able to review the software code also on which your product is going to run, on which your application is going to run. And as a software developer, you should able to debug your hardware. That because when you are programming or flashing your hardware, there is some interface, debug interface is there, JTAG interface is there. You will not call it every time a hardware engineer to just to interface. You should be sound enough to handle your hardware on its own. What is the power supply you have to give to your product while flashing? So there are a lot of small hardware skills required for a software engineers, as well as software skills required for a hardware engineer. If I give an example, for an hardware engineer, why software skills are important? Just consider a scenario: you are a hardware engineer and you are developing one product. Say you are developing one uh, doll. If you are developing one doll and smart doll, On a clap, it should start dancing. Okay. So this is the application. When you are testing the doll, when you are clapping, the doll is dancing, but it is not stopping. So it should stop after the 20 or 25 seconds. So what can be the software bug in this? Timer is not working properly. A timer interrupt is not coming. You should be able to analyze and give a report to a software engineer that please see the timer of your application is not working. So as a hardware developer, you should able to test, because you are working on a hardware development. What will be your role will be to test the application which a software developer has written. So you should be sound enough to understand the section the on which the software is running. Okay. Now in hardware development, if you can see that I have given two breakups for this. This is the CAD, EMI, EMC testing and validation. This is the one domain which every industry is having. Now, what is CAD? What is EMI, EMC testing and validation? During your graduation days, you will just get an overview of this. CAD is the CAD design is the same PCB fabrication. Okay, there are eagles. Is the tool is the for eagle tool which every means college student used to work in, but there are some more tools in the market. OrCAD is there, pads is there. This all are the licensed tools, but there are free tools also. If you are good in hardware, in soldering techniques, and you have an interest in working on PCB design, so what you should do, you should just download these free license tools which are available. You just start working on the PCB design, and you will just see that you have designed one small LCD based design. Also a small LCD based design on your own can be a big achievement in your graduation days. And in this way you can just brush up your knowledge which is required in the industries. Okay. Now EMI, EMC testing and validation is one of the major domain which a hardware engineer do, and we have a scope in that. Testing and validation, such as when a product you have developed. Okay, so you have to test. Rigorous testing is there. There is some oven testing you have to do. There is some uh, EFT testing, EMI, EMC testing is there. So you should know what is the testing criteria, how to handle that instrument, what is the testing standards. So this is the one of the domain which an individual can start working in. See, as an embedded engineer, all you at the start of your career, you will be not fortunate enough that you will just go in a Samsung company or Siemens, you will get a laptop and just start working on a code. You have to go through step by step. You have to do the testing part also. You have to do the hardware design also. Then slowly, when you understand all this, you can just start your career in firmware development. Okay. I will just share my experience in the select controls. In the start of 6 to 7 months, I was just doing a testing of one meter. I just they given me one multimeter and they given me one open circuit, and I have to just trace the path, what draw the circuit, why this value of register is there. I have to analyze and to write the report. So in this way, I came to know the importance of each register, color coding, each SMD components, electrical needed components. There is a lot more to it when you just start in this way. Then slowly, I explore about the power supply design circuit, transistor based, capacitive based design, SMPS based design, DC power supply, 24 volt. There are DC to DC regulators available in the market. DC to DC ICs are there. In this way, you have to explore more in the hardware part. And then after 8 to 10 months, when I cleared that software exam of the organization, I had promoted in the software development part. So what I encourage each aspirant here is that this is the overall scope you have to do. You can get expertise either in hardware development or in software development, but in the initial of your career, even if you are getting a good MNCs at your start and they are only giving you to work on the software part, I really encourage each one of you just to explore on their own about all these sections. It will really help you in a long run. Okay. Now we talked about CAD, EMI, EMC. What will be their roles and responsibility? If you ask me, as a EMI, EMC testing engineer, you will be responsible. There are labs in India, government-based labs. IRDO is there. Even Select Control has its own labs. Most of the organization has its own lab and setup. There are testing. There is EMI, EMC, ISO-based standards are there. If your product is in this voltage range, so this is the testing criteria. Product based standards are there, 61326-1. There are many standards, so you have to read the standard, you have to note it down what are the tests you have to do, and you have to perform testing with the help of EMI EMC testing engineer. So if you are a EMI EMC testing engineer, you will be responsible to test the product from start to end. So that testing will be in some requirements in the environment, humidity, temperature, and the setup is predefined in the standard. So we can see that we have in Gujarat IDO lab is there. In lab there is some testing, EFT, EMI, EMC, electromagnetic induction. That when a long surge came, when your product is in market, and there is a long surge or lightning came, and your product is in industry, your product should not damage, it should not get burned. Okay, so this is what this testing importance is there. So there are some industries and courses available in CDAC also, and there are many more which I will just talk about, from which you will get this EMI-EMC certification. After graduation, you just go, if you are interested in testing and validation, you can just go and get the certification done, and you can just start your career from an industry as an EMI EMC testing engineer. Okay. In CAD also, there are many institute which just give you how to design the circuit, how to fabricate, how to PCB fabrication, which are the industries on which we have to give, how to release the Gerber, what is Gerber, everything you will learn in the CAD design, how to handle the tools, what are the standards available for the CAD design, you will learn in the CAD industries. So if you are really enthusiastic to start your career in hardware development, and that too in testing and CAD, so you have to just go opt for this option. Second option is hardware design engineer. Okay, so what will be the role and responsibility of hardware design engineer? Hardware design engineer basically should have the basic knowledge of CAD also. He should able to review or to design his own PCB or the product design on which he is working. He should also able to do the testing, not detailed EMI EMC testing, but he should also should know what are the different level on which his product has to pass. Okay, so hardware design engineer is one step above the testing, but this you have to thorough with power supply design, you have to thorough with microcontroller knowledge, you have to thorough with communication protocols, you have to thorough with your basic electronics, you have to thorough with BEE knowledge. So all these things uh, are the requirement for an hardware design engineers, which an industry seek of. Okay, in software, there is a firmware development and application development. So firmware developer is basically a developer which works on the firmware part of the MCU, such as he will be responsible to develop an application based on an I2C. He will be responsible to do the communication on an Ethernet. He will be responsible for to develop an UART communication with two MCUs. Okay, so he will just work on the driver layer of your MCU. Application developer will work on the application layer. So if your firmware is ready, your drivers have been take place on the I2C driver has been take place. Now the application developer will write an application code which will call the driver and run the application. Simple. So application development and firmware development are the responsibility of a software developer. Currently, I am working in software development from last 3 years. So my roles and responsibility are the same. I have to work on the firmware part, also on the application development part. So this is the career options in the embedded systems. So what are the important skills I've talked about, but I have given in this slide that working knowledge of microcontroller is very much. Now, which microcontroller? These are the AVR, PIC, Texas, NSS, Microchip, STM32. These are the microcontroller which industries nowadays are using. Even tech, if you talk about Select, if you talk about L&D, if you talk about Siemens, if you talk about Bosch, if you talk about Samsung, Samsung has its own proprietary based MCU, but the basic core knowledge will be remain the same. So these are the MCUs. If one is thorough with Renaissance MCUs, 32 bits, it developed on ARM Cortex M4 series. So if you know the basic of the ARM Cortex M4, what are the instruction cycles, how it works, so you will be uh, you will get easily familiar with microchip MCU also. Next is the programming. Next is the programming language. So sound knowledge of embedded C and C programming is very must. This is the uh, most important skills which one should get. Hardware development, I've talked about power supply design, EMI, EMC, and CAD design. So these are the important skills as an embedded engineer one should get. Even if he's working in hardware domain or software domain, as an embedded engineer, you should know each one of these three skills. Your proficiency will depend on the opportunity which you get, what is your interest. See, getting an interest in software, because now as a fresh graduate, you just know the overview of all these things. When you start working in the industry now, you will definitely come to know more about each of this domain. And that time of time, you have to decide that your area of interest lies in hardware, your area of interest lies in testing part, your area of interest lies in PCB design, your area of interest lies in firmware development. Okay, so after 2 to 3 years of working in the industry, you can decide. But these are the important skill that you have to develop during the start of your career, or if you are a fresh graduate or as graduate student which you are viewing this course, then you should start learning or exploring all these skills. So as I said that I will just take you to the roadmap which I have followed also, and this is the roadmap which one can land into getting his dream job. You can see that first and foremost important is the positive intent for working in code, which I talked about in my slide also, that positive intent one has to develop for working in code. It will be not an easy. It For me it would have been easy to just to draw a straight road here, but I intentionally have put a zigzag road here, that it will be a roller coaster ride for an individual. I'm not scaring, but I'm just saying the fact. You have to keep your positive intent level at your furthermost high. Once that working in intent for working in core is developed, you have to get your degree in electronics and electrical communication on telecommunication with a good grade points. Then this is my recommendation. If you have a reference in any of the company, freshers also, now Qualcomm is hiring freshers. I have a reference, so you can just walking through the referrals also, but most of the individual doesn't get a referral. So it is my recommendation that 3 or 6 month industry knowledge is required. CDEC is my recommendation. Now, as I said that I have followed this roadmap, I would like to share my one experience that after 2016, my dream was to work with Indian Navy in electronics engineer as in Indian Navy. But unfortunately, because of some uh, issues or medical my problem, I was not able to crack. Then I remember Abhay sir, Dr. Abhay sir, my professor has just shared one post in our WhatsApp group about the CDAC is offering one free course. Amadox is hiring that. Amadox is funding that course from the CDAC. So I just opt for that, given an exam, and I was fortunate. I was in top 50 in India. Then I just did that 3 month certification course from CDAC. Okay, so this 3 months overview give me that what are the skills required, and then I got an opportunity to work for select controls. Okay, so you have to just contact your professors. If you have to start working in industry, you have to just contact your seniors who are working. You have to just explore more that how to get start off, how to get the industry knowledge. An individual during his graduation also can do that by doing mini projects. Yes, we have a one project, we have two mini projects we have to do in say in third year, and one fourth year we have to do the final project. But if you have a positive intent to work in the uh, core field, I encourage students to start working on the projects from second year only. Or if you are working on third year, don't just be on the mini project. You just do 2 to 3 projects. Okay, this is my recommendation. Now, then after doing some industry knowledge, if you are getting a good job, well and good, but you just start getting an exposure to the IoT and the latest technology. Because as I said that there will be a new discoveries in this domain. So you just have to explore more and more about the latest technologies. And then getting some hand-on and life project is very much important. When you have started working with any organization or you are doing any industry course, you just start working on the life projects in the industry. When while getting your industry level course, you just contact your industry guidance who are guiding you that what are the live projects which should I start working right now. You have to do some extra efforts to work on the live project. At the end, I will just give a brief how to get the live project, how to get start off. I will just explain. And at the end, once you have all this thing you did correctly, you will end getting your dream job. It is my promise, and I bet that once if an individual is doing this, he will just land in getting into a dream job. Okay, now thank you. So this was all about my presentation. Just I said that how once we just talked about what are the skills required. So how to get that skills, how to get start off, what are the available in the market, uh, which registration we should do for that course, it is a paid course or free course, are valuable or not. See, uh, every course, if you can find on Coursera, is one of the platform which I personally use. LinkedIn based Coursera, it's there. Udemy is another platform in which you will get the courses. NPTL is an initiative of IITs on which you will get the course. Things are the platforms of different embedded system courses. Okay, when you are your graduation, and if you are a fresh graduate, I really encourage you all to just sign up Coursera. In Coursera, it is costly, but you will get the professors from abroad universities. The knowledge will be good. You will get practical knowledge also. Even in Udemy, the courses will be bit less, but courses will be that level only. Okay. In NPTL also, the IITs professors are taking that courses, so level will be also good. So what you have to do, any microcontroller, say, if you have studied MS50 based MC, that so in first step you have to buy the kit. If I can show you, I have 8 to 10 kits with me, which in this 4 year I have bought on my own, and I have just explored with my own, apart from the industry working. So this is the motivation you have to keep. You just go and buy STM32 is my recommendation, because for STM32 there are a lot more courses available on Udemy. There are a lot more data available on internet. There are a lot more codes available on Google. There are a lot more interfacing circuit diagram available on internet. So you just buy STM32 discovery board, basic discovery board. You just start exploring the kit. You just start with the LED blinking. You just see the interfacing of the LEDs with the MCUs in the circuit diagram of the development board. Once that you have done with the LED blinking, that is your first achievement, that you can control your LEDs with your code. You will definitely easily get the code. You will definitely easily get the guidance. There are courses available. There is a basic course to advanced course with on the STM. It is available. So once you are really enthusiastic to start working with if you are not getting any internship in third year, that 3 to 6 months, you just sign up any courses, you just pay that nominal fees. If you want the certification, you just pay that fees and you do the courses. There will be the assessment. You will learn about the all this MCU knowledge, embedded C knowledge, uh, even the power supply design you will learn, and then you pass the certificate and you can just add on it to your resume while applying as a fresher. You just say that we have completed this course based on embedded STM32C. I have experience of working on this MCU. Okay, so in this way, one can develop. So I really encourage you to want to work in embedded field, and even if you are an electronics engineer and you have some positive intent, you just buy a development kit and you just start exploring. Then once once you started the exploring, then you will just come to know about all these things. And the plus point is that you are in touch with your professors now. Once you graduated, we will be in touch with your professor, but now you are spending your most of the time with your professors. When you start exploring this kit, at that time you can directly contact your professors, you can directly discuss your doubts on that and get it cleared. Okay, so this is my recommendation, that once if you have to start working on embedded system career, you just buy any development kit, you just study microcontroller, you just be proficient in embedded C, you will be definitely land up in your getting your good dream job. I wish really all the aspirant the very best, and you can please find this my contact details. You can mail me for any queries. You just connect with my LinkedIn profile and you just ping me on Instagram for any of the queries. I will be happy to help any individual in this. Thank you.
Wow. Uh, Mr. Samir, thank you so much for such a detailed and such a thorough explanation on your journey and on the, embedded systems, industry.
Yeah,
I mean, such videos are very rare on the internet, right? And I encourage the viewers who are watching this, like this video and save this in your YouTube playlist so that you can come back to this one easily. Because
yeah,
even if I mean, I personally found this so motivational, right? That anytime, like Mr. Samir said, that when you go through those downs, now you watch this video and you get the motivation to pursue this once again. So thank you, Mr. Samir, so much. And following your beautiful presentation, there are a lot of questions that we have for you that some of our aspirants have asked, right? Do you mind if I start asking some questions?
yeah, sure, sure. Please go ahead. I will be really happy to help you out.
Yeah. So one question is there. How can one gain the experience on working on industry grade projects during or after the graduation?
Okay. So after the graduation or during the graduation, if one has to start working on industry grade project, there are some industries which say in select controls, we encourage freshers or third year and fourth year graduates just to contribute on the industry project. Even IITs are now doing, Select has just followed this concept from the IITs. So, uh, as a fresh graduate during the graduation, you have to just be in touch with the IITs on the website, that they are inviting and graduates or during the graduates to come and join their hands to start working on the industry project. So first is you have to just explore the this embedded systems company's website, that they are inviting someone to um, contribute in their projects. They require trainees, they required interns. So during that time, one can gain that knowledge. Second is, if you have any of your colleagues, if you have any of your senior working in that, an individual can contact them, that I am a fresher, I am in third year, I really want to do an internship and just want to explore the live projects on the industry projects. So what are the ways to join? Definitely that can be do by a referral process. Third, if no referral, no any institute or no IITs, anyone is getting, what I said that is, if you are working on any development kit, okay, and if you have developing after LED blinking, what I said, if you are developing a UART communication on your own, okay, and when you are writing your firmware and you are understanding that their transceiver and receiver and transceiver are there in the hardware, and you are doing that communication and you are getting the certificate, please be sure that in the industry only you will do the same. Only MCU will change. The industry will follow Renesas, other industry will follow Texas, but the down the line UART communication will remain the same. Okay, so if you are doing uh, any working on any of the kit in each of the protocols in that 3 to 6 months of your internship time which you are getting, or after your degree also you are spending 3 to 4 months on the courses, if you are doing everything, every communication protocol, then you will be enough to understand that how the product will be work. Okay.
Yeah, that was a very great answer. Thank you so much for giving options, for everyone, so that
Yeah.
no one has no excuse now to not do this. So one more question we have. In current scenarios where some students are not able to access the laboratories physically, that is, so everything is working on simulations. So do we have some simulations which the students can use for this?
Yeah, see, this simulation, I just said that, see, today's, I just said that we are working on 21st century. Okay, if you see that we have everything on our fingertips. So for an firmware engineers, it has been changed. When you can see that my super seniors, they were writing a assembly language coding. If you can believe assembly language coding, I have seen my in my industry in Select, I have seen one program which was written in 2000 that was in assembly language code. It was really hard to understand, but now we don't write any assembly language code. Okay, we just write some C language programming on IDs. Okay, so uh, simulation part, which what is your question is, every MCUs have some IDs on which we have worked. I will give an example. For example, if you're working on Renesas, we have some IDE E2 Studio is there. For STM32, CubeMX is there. Okay. For Texas, there is a Code Composer Studio. This is the basic IDEs which every MCUs are. These are all Eclipse-based IDEs. So what is Eclipse-based IDE is that all the simulation, everything, these IDs are free of the cost. One individual had decided to work on any MCUs can download this IDE from the semiconductor websites, and if he's doing any course, the course instructor will guide them how to install it, how to use it, and that simulation can be done on the IDE only. You don't need any laboratory, anything. One suggestion, one, if you are really intent to work in that, so my recommendation is just to buy their own soldering iron, DSO. I have my own hardware kit with me ready. I have my DSO, which I have bought it. I have soldering iron, all these things. After working, you will come to know that importance of all these things. But for simulation, these IDs are free of cost. One individual can download it, start writing the code, and simulate whether it is working or not.
Okay. Another question. How can the students take help from online forums like GitHub, say?
Yes, very good question. Online forums nowadays are easily accessible to everyone. In GitHub, you have asked, you have said, but I would like to say more about these online forums. Say there are semiconductor industries which we said that Renesas is there, and MCUs, Freescale is there, STM32. Each one of them has its own forum. So that is access free of cost. When you are signing up on Renesas website, you are free of cost, you will get access to that forum. So my suggestion or encouragement is that directly going to and GitHub to download the code and to just see what is the problem and what we are exploring. You just start exploring the forum of that MCU on which you have started working. What it will do that you what problem you are facing, that problem might someone have faced earlier, and they have posed their solution and question on the forum. So that forum you keep a handy. When if you are, I recommended STM32, then we have STM32 forum available. For hardware we have different forums, software we have different forum. So you just start working on that forum. So it will really help. If you are facing example in hardware interfacing, you just post MCU interfacing with LCD problem, enter, you will just get a 10 number of solution from the experts in the forum. It will help you. GitHub is the platform on which the code revisions, or once a developer has developed a code and if he has given a right, anyone can view and download that code or design. You can download it, but you can't discuss at above level. But if you are visiting a forum of the MCU on which you are working, that forum will be really helpful.
Okay, yeah, that was a very great advice,
Yeah.
to target the specific forum for the architecture that we are working on.
Correct.
One more question we have. As a fresher which wants to go into embedded software engineering, how many microcontroller architectures or which microcontroller architectures should we have experience with prior?
Okay. So as a fresher, I would say that if you're understanding any one microcontroller architecture, and that will be very fair enough. See, ARM Cortex-based MCU, RISC or CISC design, that is only the part. Okay, and each microcontroller will have I2C communication protocol is a standard. It will same for every microcontroller. UART communication will be standard for every microcontroller. So if you're working, if you're thorough with one microcontroller design, it is interfacing, its communication protocol in hardware part, it's on software part, which ID on you are working. If you're working for NSS, you know which ID, how to handle it ID, how to write the code, how to debug the code, how to generate the flash files, how to flash the flash files on the MCU for one microcontroller. So you, for next microcontroller, it will be really easy because all are developed on based on the same core. Okay.
Yeah, okay, that makes it very clear for us. Thank you.
Yeah.
I think we have one final question. So do big companies like L&T allow an employee to shift from the IT branch to a embedded system branch or a core branch?
See, that depends. Means when you're working on an IT project, but you have shown your IS, your immediate supervisor, that you have some skills in embedded, and you have some certifications proving that you have that skill. Okay, so in the companies like L&Ts and major giants, they will just not trust on your words, and they will not ask you to, okay, you have embedded knowledge, build a product and show us. They will ask a certification. If you have a certification and whether that industry accept that certification, CDAC is accepted worldwide. Okay, if you are going for a MS and you did the CDAC, that will be accepted. If you have that kind of certification and you have started working in IT and you are showing your IS or a senior manager that you want to shift your career, it is possible because in L&D we have both the domains option, and L&D in technologies, in IT also, and embedded also. So certification one has to do. One has to change his part from if. Okay, this is a very good question. If one has started working in IT industry and after 1 year he realized that यार ये तो नहीं सोचा था कभी करना, तो फिर what to do that means सब क्या करें, अब तो हो गया 1 साल. No, CDAC and other courses are there in the market, are there. You have to just go. वो हिम्मत रखना चाहिए 1 साल के बाद जॉब छोड़े, फिर से पढ़ाई करें 6-7 महीना, and you will be in the your core domain industries by hook or crook. Mark my words, it is possible. I have seen that. Even my friends are there who have just started working with this service-based companies, and now they are working in embedded. They did this CDAC course. Okay, so it is possible.
Okay, thank you for that answer. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
a very nice answer. Hello, Samir sir. You are here live with us now on this seminar.
Yeah, no worries.
Yes, sir. So we have two more questions from the live audience here. I know
Okay.
that they really liked the seminar and they're showing their engagement. So first question is from Mr. Atul Kumar. He asks, what are the kits that you mentioned? Can you elaborate on them? Also, where can we buy these kits?
Okay. Elaboration of the kit. So I just talked about the STM32 development kit. So what I can do is see, elaboration can be done, but better I can show live. This is the kit. If you can see this, it is the STM32 base ARM Cortex M4 kit. It is a Discovery Nucleo board base kit, and you can easily get it on Electro. There are some DG keys there, Mouser is there. These are the two sites on which you can buy the components also if you require for your projects, or else you can get it any development kit. You will get this. So on exploring this kit, this is an STM 32 144 pin MCU, and this is ARM Cortex M4 running at 120 megahertz, and we have 2 megabytes of flash memory inbuilt. And the best part of this kit is you don't need any external debugger to debug this kit. Okay, you have a inbuilt JTAG circuitry in this kit only. You only need your micro USB. You can plug that micro USB with your laptop, and you just start exploring the STM Cube MX IDE and working on this kit. So this is my recommendation: STM32 Nucleo, or else Discovery board, whichever you get.
Uh, to follow up on that, where can we get some literature to learn how to operate this kit?
Literature, literature you can get. There is a data sheet available with every MCU. Once you buy a kit, you will get some links. Even you can see that this is the uh, backside of the kit. You have some literature given, some links are mentioned. So you can just demo software as well as some software examples, as well as some how to download the ID also. All those links are mentioned here. And you can, if one has no access to internet also, he can just see the backside and you can explore downloading that. Other is you can directly go to the STM website. You can search the documentation part. In the documentation folder, you can see every document, every literature is mentioned with the kit name. So there is some drop down available. You can explore that STM32 site if you are buying STM board. But if someone is buying Renesas board or any other board for any documentation, for any sample software or any guide, any application, see, I encourage students to just go with the LED blinking. If someone is smart enough and he just completed that LED blinking in one day, so he has to explore more about timers. How can the timers can be used in the LED blinking? So that application note is also there on their website. So the best answer to this, to get the documentation, is to explore the website of the microcontroller on the which you are working, or else the forum which we talked about. You can also ask in the forum that I'm not able to get this data sheet, this part number, this document, this application note. Someone from the handler from the forum will right away post the link to download.
And where can we buy these kits?
These are some DigiKey and Mousers are two sites which I said, digikey.com and Mouser.com. These are the two renowned worldwide used sites. On this, you will get every component. I'm not just being limited to the kit only, electronic kit, but as an embedded engineer, you will just, when you explore the SMD component 0603 package, and now there are 0402 package components are in market. So anything regarding electronics, embedded, anything you need, you just go. There are some more sites, but these are the renowned: DigiKey and Mouser, Mouser.com.
Okay, okay. So
Yeah,
the first step is to basically take the initiative to buy this kit, and rest
correct.
is available on the internet.
Rest is available. Before that, the first step is just to create a positive intent, right? then
Yeah.
kit buying and all these are the materialistic which you can definitely get it.
Yeah. We have one last question from Prabhat. Is Manipal Institute of Technology a good university for ME in embedded systems?
ME,
Yeah.
okay. Manipal University. See, Prabhat, so hinting for embedded systems, just we have to see what in the course structure, what they are giving the subject choices. And it's definitely, it is one of the renowned universities, so you can definitely go and opt for it. But my recommendation will be just to compare the what are the core subject topics in the embedded systems they are giving, and is there is any industry linked internship available in the program. So IITs and some other bits also, and some other renowned universities linked with some industries, that while their MTech and higher education, they are forced to do the industry knowledge. Does Manipal is offering that? You have to just get all this thing clear. And one more answer is ME versus MTech. So you have to see masters in electronic or master of technology in embedded. So you have to see all IITs and BITS use the MTech degree, and Manipal is offering ME degree. So you have to just think on and find the answers on these questions.
Okay. One follow-up to this. What do
Yeah.
you think is the better path to take? Should we go for a master's after our graduation, or should we go into the industry first to get some experience?
Okay. Good questions. When if you are really talented and if you are qualifying the gate during your graduation only, right away you go and take your masters from IITs or any renowned universities. It will be definitely an add-on to your resume. But if average student like me, that I was an average student, so I never thought directly go for an masters, because it was really hard for me to crack the gate exam and just to study more about this technical. So I opt for getting some industry knowledge, and then I completed my masters in from BITS. So either ways, it is possible. One has to just see where he stands and at what time he has to just start his earning, because everyone's life is not on the same page, right? Some has to manage something, some has to manage their financial also. So this depends on many factors, this question. Yeah.
Yeah. So that is the final question. So thank you, Samir sir, for taking time from your busy schedule, to give us the insights and knowledge on your journey from graduation to, professional embedded engineer.
Correct, correct, correct.
So thank you so much. And
Yeah.
I think with your achievements in the industry, your words are like full of nuggets of, insight and knowledge that no one else is giving on internet. This is the only video that I have come across, and it's such
Yeah.
a good video. So thank you about that so much.
All
Uh,
pleasure was mine. All pleasure was mine. Thank you everyone who just invited me for this and given me this platform to speak. I really really happy that you all are taking this initiatives. These professors are taking this very much initiative, and you all students are really enthusiastic to take a time from their graduation studies and all, and you are doing something extra to learn more. So keep it up, keep the good work up, and just feel free to contact me anytime. I will be there to help you.
Yes,
Thank you.
sir. On that note, also, I would like to thank our department HOD and deputy HOD, as well as the VReach program members who, facilitated this entire program, and not just for Samir sir's seminar, but for, so many more seminars that the students can just browse through and gain lots of knowledge. And before I say thank you and end the seminar, I would like to request all the viewers who have engaged with us so much in the seminar, live seminar, to please fill the feedback form so that we reach can have better quality seminars in the future. And the feedback form link will be in the YouTube chat, as well as in the messages on the WhatsApp groups that your classes in the class group that you have received. So you will find the feedback form on both places. And so with that, I thank you, Samir sir, one last time. And I thank you all
Thank
the
you.
viewers who have engaged in this. And with that, we reach will declare this seminar closed. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.